One of the many paradoxical dances is the dance between belief that creates reality and reality that creates belief. It's an ongoing dance, and one of the things that's useful is understanding when to work with reality and when to work with belief. Now, in an either-or paradigm, there's a certain amount of dissent between, for example, the metaphysical reality creators that your belief creates your reality. And on the other side of things is, no, your beliefs are formed by reality. So how do you work with this? Well, there's a story that's often told to illustrate the importance of not being trapped by one's belief. And it's the story of training an elephant. Now, logging elephants and elephants in captivity are tied with a small rope as newly born elephants. And they initially thrash around and try to break the rope, but it doesn't let go. And over time, they stop resisting the rope. And as years go by, and their mass and size and strength gets 6 or 7 times bigger, they could easily snap the rope. But they don't, because they believe, based on past experience and body memory, they believe they are not strong enough. They remember the message, which is that they feel pain when they pull against the rope, but they don't get the freedom they desire. In other words, it's not a good return on investment to keep pulling on that rope. And the question is, if we look at this paradox between belief and reality, when does belief create reality and when does reality create belief? Well, for the small elephant, reality creates belief. The small elephant believes that it can be and should be free and puts all of its energy into tugging and pulling and kicking and trying to break free. But reality at that moment in time is bigger than belief. And so reality prevails. Now, as the elephant grows 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger, 3.5 times bigger, right around this point, reality and belief are about the same size. And as the elephant gets a little bit bigger, it has the force to break the rope. Now, at this juncture, a pivot from it's pointless to try and fight, it's pointless to try and be free, I can never be free, I cannot break this rope. At this moment, belief becomes the prison. So now belief is creating reality, not reality creating belief, because there's a relationship of mass. There's a relationship of mass. When a pinball and a bowling ball meet in a collision, the pinball goes flying. The bowling ball continues on its original trajectory. But as the pinball grows and grows, at a certain point, when they collide, the bowling ball goes flying and the pinball continues on its original trajectory. And so it's not an either-or equation. It's an expression of the law of mass. Because beliefs set in motion behavior. Beliefs integrate and operate an apparatus, a human body, a human bank account, a corporate entity. And the objects set in motion by a belief have mass. And the law of mass dictates that when two objects collide going in opposite directions, the larger, denser object prevails. So a lead ball and a foam ball meet, the lead ball prevails. 200 people on a tug of war versus one person on a tug of war, the 200 people prevail. A train and a bus collide, and the train prevails, and the locomotive sends the bus flying. A car and a bus collide, and the bus prevails, and the car goes flying. And so when you're in a tense dynamic where one entity is going this way and one entity is going this way, it's about the law of mass. So if two people believe that they can win a fight, that they can win a competition, win a race, if two people believe that, and it's funneled into a dualistic structure where there is one winner, the fastest one, then those beliefs are harnessed through the bodies, in this case of two runners. Now, if one runner has 30% better muscle tone, 50% more experience, 3-inch longer legs, and cleats, and the other has more belief, more determination, more commitment, but slippery shoes and not enough training. There's a point at which belief is overcome with superior technology. When a martial artist takes a stand and an inexperienced novice raises a gun and shoots him, the confidence, the belief of the martial artist with 30 years of experience under their belt is shattered at the moment of impact with the bullet. Now, going back to our elephant, up until the moment when the elephant's body is stronger and bigger than the rope, reality is creating belief. But right at the moment when a strong kick could snap the rope, the belief is now determining the reality, not the body. And so you have the phenomena where, in this analogy, the friends of the elephant might come along and say, "You can do it." The elephant says, "No, I've tried it 1,000 times. I've never been able to snap this rope. I've given up on the identity. It's too difficult. It's too hard. I've resigned myself to an identity in which I will always do what the master says. I won't fight the rope any longer." And as the body continues to grow at this point, belief is creating reality. Now, there is a way, there is a technology, a possibility that can overcome any belief. And there is a belief, and with time and with creativity and possibility, that can overcome any reality. In the abstract, in the moment, in the awareness, if a tow truck has 2,000 pounds of torque and the chain will not snap without 6,000 pounds of torque, without 6,000 pounds of force, the tow truck's going to spin their tires. And the longer they spin their tires, you smell that awful smoke of burnt rubber and burnt rubber and burnt rubber. The tires go flat. The engine heats up. It's hard on the engine. It's hard pulling all the mechanisms and the gears in the tire. Pushing endlessly when you do not have the force to succeed. You destroy the body, the vehicle, the engine, the tire. But believing too long, as over time you grow and mature, believing too long that you cannot do it, that you've never been able to do it before, when you've grown, is just as destructive. Because an elephant rather rapidly outgrows their rope. And for the rest of their life, they are a prisoner not of mass, not of force. They are a prisoner of their belief, of their reliance on an old operating system, an old memory, formed when their body was 6 times smaller and 6 times weaker. And so the challenge is not to find oneself on one side or the other of the dogma. I have confidence, I have the power to change anything with my belief. I have no confidence. I have no power. Reality is predetermined. I can't break this rope. The challenge is to look, is to see, is to measure, is to test, is to respect, to look and look again, respect, spectacles, to see, to keep looking for the time when, yes, now I can push through this. The ice has thinned and I have prepared. And now I can break through this ice. And now I cannot. Now is not the time to fight. Now is not the time to engage. So the measuring of one's force, one's ability, and one's resources in relationship with the outer environment is a matter of respect, is a matter of competence. And it is the difference between being a prisoner all one's life to a frozen moment in time, or outgrowing one limitation after another.